Okay guys, for the past year, I've been on the hunt for a John Deere 4020 with a Powershift transmission and side console hydraulics. I finally got one bought on Facebook Marketplace and are headed to pick it up. There's a lot of hay work to be done this summer with it. Let's get into it. Okay, so this is the first real test drive back home. Cab's a little dirty, took her down the road, it was raining. We'll get her cleaned up. This is gonna be exciting. I drove it when we test drove it, and I got to 8th gear, ran it down the road, tested everything, made sure it worked, but I only had like 10 minutes with it. So we're gonna take her down the road, test her out, see how she performs. So to run you guys through the controls, we've got the PTO here. Now this is a side console. So you have your hydraulics here on the earlier model 4020s, and then we have our 3-point, and this is why it's side console, because you have your 3-point right here, which can raise lower, and then you have your 2 SCVs right here, your 2 hydraulics right here. And it's super handy having them here. And pretty much every single tractor from now that's made from Deere has their controls on the right side. You know, you got your command center, you got your controls on the right side now. So theoretically, this is the year John Deere made the change to having your controls kind of over on your right side. Then we have our throttle right here, and then we have a foot throttle down here. The foot throttle is stuck. I need to loosen that up. It gets stuck. And then we have our Powershift transmission. And this is nice from the testing I've done with this. First, and then you do not have to use the clutch at all to shift up to second, third. You don't have to use the clutch at all. Super nice. And then you don't even have to use the clutch to go to reverse. So you can go over here, as long as I think you're probably not rolling. You can go over to your reverse gear. This is the nice part. Powershift. Now my brother Spencer, he has a 4020, and do we really need two 4020s? No, probably not. But I always told Spencer, I was like, if a John Deere 4020 side console, Powershift, 2 hydraulics comes for sale, like I'm buying it in good condition and at a good price. Like I'm buying it. That's on my wish list over the next 10 years. If that comes up on a deal, I'm buying it and I'm just gonna hold it and keep it forever. Now the last question I'm still deciding, and you guys give me your input, is do I keep the cab on the tractor? It is, the one thing it's pretty nice for is it feels like it'll be nice for going down the road. Like if it's chilly at all, super nice behind the cab, you don't have wind blowing in your face. The other thing is there's no AC. So it's gonna get pretty darn hot in there. The windows seem to keep good airflow, but I'm thinking about removing the cab and just keeping the ROP system on there, and that we got an open station tractor. I feel like that'd be nice. Will I regret it in the winter though is the question. Now, first thing we're gonna do with this tractor is we're gonna hook it up to my neighbor Mark. He has a 7 or 8 foot 3-point mower. And previously on Spencer's tractor, we used a sickle mower. Mark was like, don't use that sickle mower, use my mower. So we're gonna test out his mower. We're gonna put it on the 4020 and we're gonna see how this thing does, cutting some oats and some alfalfa. Feeling I'm gonna have a bunch of grasshopper friends in the cab. Hopefully the AC works on that thing. Haven't tried it yet.
But a lot of alfalfa here. We're cutting, again, pretty high, especially on the end. It would be good to kind of lower that maybe a bit.
Now we're into the middle of June on first cutting. This is one of the new farms I bought, and there's like 3 acres of hay that was hayed in the past. We tried cutting this with Spencer's sickle bar mower, and it was not working. I did 1 round and it plugged. And I was thinking there's no way this John Deere mower gets through there, but it worked great. Cut everything, didn't have any issues with this.
Borrowing the same rake we used last time. It's a neighbor's 4-wheel rake, and then we're going to use Grant's tractor. With my knee, the Powershift, don't have to use my leg. lot.
So Spencer was doing some custom square baling for Ty and Luke's family farm. You guys may remember Ty from last fall. I was hauling grain into the co-op, and this kid comes running up to the truck, hops in, and takes a couple rides in the military truck from last fall. Both Ty and Luke are awesome kids who work super hard.
All right, we got Ty here. We're in Grant's tractor. We're square baling. So Ty just filled a whole wagon. So we filled one wagon. We'll do another one. We're gonna back up there. Yeah, brakes are a little funky on this.
Luke, how much is left then? We got that one windrow over there. Good square baling weather. Yeah, that day you guys were doing it, it was hot.
Hey Tyler, they got a snake skin.
Oh.
Oh, that's a snake.
Yeah, that's
Uh-oh. I never had that happen. Don't worry, we weren't trying to kill him. How many racks did we done today?
We done 3.
How much of that have you stacked?
Couple bales. Hold on. Another bale?
There must be a leak somewhere. It looks like coolant. Yeah. It's not overheating or anything on the temperature gauge. I just saw it. I noticed that earlier, and then I was like, okay, wait a second.
So Bryce, the expert mechanic here, he he got us all fixed up here. So Spencer was going down the road and found a diesel leak coming out the fuel return line of the injectors. And Bryce noticed these boots here. One of them up here was leaking. And so we put all new, you call it boot there, basically, a boot there. So we should be good. We're going to fire her up and see if she's leaking some fuel still. Good? Okay.
All right, we're gonna bale up, see how many we can get of straw, oat straw. So this was combined a few days ago.
So my neighbor Mark does a lot of seed corn, and on his end rows he planted a lot of oats. He went through and harvested the oats with his combine, and he'll use those oats, like the actual seed, for cover crop. And then they left the straw chopper off and down so it created a windrow, and we came right behind them and windrowed all the straw into straw square bales.
All right, we should be all set up, ready to bale. Those guys are back there.
What we can do is two sideways, one vertical, two sideways.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all up to you, 'cause I'm... So you just found this in there?
Yeah, neighbor's barn. He let me use it. So.
Oh. I always wanted to try this.
You ready?
Yep. Let's hope for the best.
Hold on, he's got some rough driving.
Yeah, I know.
Oh wait, you gotta hit it.
What? You can't forget about that. Driver, we don't got all day.
Hurry up, driver. Yep, stay in the middle. I'm gonna toss you some bales.
Wait a minute. Now what do I do with this one?
Put it vertical too.
Like this? Yep. How are we supposed to get down now?
Got it?
Yep.
Good. Here, I'm gonna roll it back.
Nobody's sweating.
Oh, I didn't break a sweat.
So how many's on there? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, okay, Ty, what'd you say? You said 150?
I said 150.
Okay,
No one. Grant was being a bad influence.
What?
How many bales? 100 and
180.
180.
82.
82. 107 on here, the rest over there.
Okay, so it's been about 2 months now. We've put about probably 10, 15, 20 hours on it, and we finally got it clean, washed it up. Shout out to Spencer, he's the one that actually cleaned this thing. We picked this tractor up in early June in southern Minnesota. And if you guys know anything, southern Minnesota, northern Iowa was like one of the worst spots with the most rain. And it was amazing. You could see some of the drone footage of, no offense, Minnesota, you guys grow some awesome corn, but this year, how ugly and terrible the corn stand was at the beginning of the season. It was really interesting to see up in early June there. So I want to run you guys through some of the things after using it that I think we're gonna maybe change on it or do. Otherwise, it's been a pretty good tractor so far as we've used it. So first thing I think I've kind of decided is, especially if you're using it for any hay or summer work, I think, and most of you guys are probably gonna say in the comment section, but the cab I think we're gonna pull off, and then I'd basically get new fenders, fenders that aren't regular fenders, and then I think we can keep the ROP system on it, most likely. So we'll keep the ROP system, maybe get some type of shade cover, because I don't know if I can use that roof and like just rip the roof off the cab and use the roof. We'll see, but that's for sure one thing we're thinking about doing. Bryce, our neighbor, actually changed the injector return line, the fuel return line here. All these boots were like corroded, and so Bryce saw that exactly. He knew exactly what was wrong, got them changed out super quick. Took him 15 minutes. Probably would have taken me like 5 hours to figure out what's wrong and to call in a bunch of people. So shout out to Bryce for fixing that. And yeah, we haven't used like block heater. I'm assuming that all works for the winter. We'll probably this will mainly be like a summer tractor. So one thing I would like to replace, this is all getting like rotted and stuff. I'd like to just get another Firestone tire to match it, keep it good. One thing though, I think since we have Spencer's 40/20, if we have to ever go like in row crop or anything like that, we'll use Spencer's 40/20 because that's all narrowed up. But having the tires out wide, I was like, I think I'll move them in narrow and stuff like that. but this rides like so much smoother. It's so much more comfortable on like the hills. It's much more stable having everything out wide, and so I really like that about this. Like I said, this is pretty much exactly what I was looking for. 2 hydraulic remotes. One thing we could do, maybe I've heard of, is guys changing the hydraulic remotes out to the new style, which would be Pioneer ISO, I think is the new style on this. So that way every implement we run could have the new style hydraulic tips. That's one thing we could do, could upgrade on it. For the front tires, it's got the 4-rib tires, which Spencer's 4020 has 3-rib tires. Spencer's 4020 originally came with 5-rib. So 4-rib seems kind of like the perfect balance. These work good. We'll probably keep these 4-rib front tires on her. I did buy some weights from a neighbor. So we got the starter weights that will go right here, which those are, I think, 95 pounds or over 100 pounds. And then we have 2 regular weights up here, which I gotta remember what they are. Maybe they're 95 pounds. So we should be able to put 400 pounds up front. When we did run the hay mower that we borrowed from my neighbor Mark, the front end was a little light. Like when you turn around, the front end's kind of light. Luckily, we're on some pretty flat ground, so it was good. But I could see how we'll probably want weight up there in the future. Overall though, like super good tractor. As I always said, Powershift, side console, 2 hydraulics. I'm getting it. We went and bought it. Super good. Really happy with the price. It was on Facebook for, I think, like 30 minutes. And I texted Spencer it. I was like, dude, 420, exactly what I want and stuff. I was like, it's gotta be sold, it's gotta be sold, gotta be sold. So we went and looked at it as fast as possible. Guy still had it available. We were like one of the first ones to it. And so I bought it. And like I said, no surprises, solid tractor, super happy with it. And a lot of you guys have been asking what the second tractor is gonna be. It's not this. I need to get some type of larger tractor than the 8110 still for next year. So this is a good tractor to have, kind of a little unexpected in that way, but overall it's been an awesome tractor. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Really appreciate it, and look forward to the next one. Thanks, guys.